What's going on, you guys? I'm going to start a little bit early today. Build 42.8's finally out. I wasn't planning on streaming today, but I figured that I might as well. There we go. Let me, who was that beautiful voice? I wasn't planning on streaming today, but this 42.8 came out, and it's just too important for me not to go over the patch notes and stuff. So we're gonna do a kind of a brief streaming session. I'm gonna do the patch notes in its entirety, and we're also going to go into some gameplay so we can see exactly what it looks like. I have tested this a little bit out, and the big secret, you haven't already figured this out yet, the big secret is ragdoll zombies. It's ragdoll physics is something that's brand new, and yeah, it's actually quite cool. They've been kind of messing around with it. Let's say hi to everybody, and then we'll just jump right into the patch notes. Dragoness, what's happening? Bullet bait. It's good to see you. New poll, please. How many trees will Drunk hit? Gosh, man, I don't know. Vaco. Sorry I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. That's all I gotta say. I appreciate you. Vaco is a streamer on YouTube, by the way, and if you want to watch it, if you're up a little bit earlier and you're waiting on me, he's the perfect streamer. He's the perfect go-to. John Sagan, a.k.a. Sagnuts. Matthew Penny. I instantly hug at Drunkonlife. I instantly hug you back in a very virtual way. Imagine a force push mod. Yeah, or concussive shout. Brainborn, it's good to see you. Matthew Penny. I've said hi to you already, but I'm saying hi to you again, Chris P. Sweeney Mark. I've read the notes, and there's some exciting stuff in there. There is. Or sure, we're going to go over it here in a second. Exodus, it's good to see you. Spawn yourself in M16 with unlimited ammo to test the new ragdoll. We're going to get there. I'll show you all the different stuff. Lemmy, I think that was the reason why Lemmy didn't want us to stream it, but I was just like, yeah, it's fun, but it doesn't really change much of the game. Green Spider, it's good to see you. Michelle, my one Facebook viewer, and KPK. I've destroyed so many cars while laughing my ass off with ragdoll physics. Let's take a look at, I'm going to get this all set up here, at the interwebs. And I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I noticed almost immediately, but here, the big addition to 42.8, they're introducing ragdoll physics. Ragdolls are currently enabled for vehicle collisions and gunplay. Melee ragdolls are planned for, but are not imminent. Now, this will be really interesting when we get to multiplayer. Will we be ragdolled all over the place? This is the first implementation of a new feature that requires testing, balance feedback, visual feedback, and performance reports. The reason why he didn't want us to stream it. Guarantee you. Disruption to your current playthrough is unlikely, but possible. I was really worried about that. That's the reason why I killed the last playthrough that I did in anticipation of 42.8. Ragdolls can be turned off on initial load and can be turned on or off in options at any time. So they have some biomes improvements, added sandbanks and areas of clay when close to water on the map. The sandbanks is interesting as it sounds. Vaco didn't have any issues. Yeah, that's what I heard. Their best one for you all to try: speed towards a group of zombies, hit the brakes, and slide sideways into the zombies. You've tried them all, haven't you? So the sandbank, I don't know if you guys know this, and I don't think it's in any of the patch notes, but since I'm real big into like wilderness survival or whatever, when this first came out, I was like, oh, that's cool. There's going to be sandbanks everywhere. There's not sandbanks everywhere. But to be honest with you don't really need sand anymore. If you're trying to make cement and stuff, now you can use just hay. Hay and grass will work as well. That's what I've been told. I haven't tried it yet. Added a more granular way to define the floor upon which things are created. Parms.placements now takes all the types of features plus generic, which is used as the old Parms.placements. Very much developer talk. I have no idea what I just read. I'm kind of like just a dumb American. Can you explain that to me like I'm 5, please? Blending is now more advanced now. Added new properties to floor tiles. Floor material is floor attached, blah, blah, blah. Removed attachments.luau, similar.luau, and all attached from the features. Automatically generating potential attachments when a world is first loaded using the new properties. Blending takes into account half tiles and blends properly. Once again, please explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old, not a developer. Use the biome replacement facility as in the new granular placement. We generated sand on all pH forest biomes. Now, gun ragdolls is the most hilarious, is it? Added an outline to highlight items in the world. I started noticing that. So we can now, like when you're going to look to pick stuff up, it kind of highlights for you. I was like, yeah, it's okay. When the mouse is over an option in the extended placement submenu, the corresponding world item is highlighted. Extended placement menu changes, sorts items by name. Fixed, displaying only one item with the same name. Group items with the same name into separate submenus where there are 3 or more. So that's, I guess, a quality of life addition, I suppose. Extended placement UI now places the extended placement UI if you're too far away. At a generator tile range, and generator vertical power sandbox options to generate to support generator use in tall and deep buildings. Default values are a 20 tile range and 3 vertical power. Builder mode has it at 40 and 50. So one of the big problems they've had is generators and with big buildings. Not that I would ever want to like get into a big building and make that a safe house, but some people do. And I guess it'd be a real big thing when you get to multiplayer. Better detection for animal drinking from puddles when the player is absent. That's pretty good, so that way your animals aren't going to die. Added animal sinew item. Sinew. This drops when butchering animals and depends on the animal's size, etc. We all have issues, Sag. He just did not have any in his save. Yeah, so yeah, there are going to be some issues, obviously, if you're going to switch to it. That's the reason why I'm going to just go to a new save once we get started with another series. Added 3 new basements. The disable furniture cursor will highlight objects using the bad highlight color, similar to the disassemble context menu. The loot window will be displayed and expanded when opening a vehicle trunk, and collapsed when closing the trunk unless it's pinned open. That's kind of cool. Work done on ISO moving object dist proper and ISO moving object blah blah blah, or more dev talk. If both objects are vehicles, the distance is between the closest points on the bounding boxes of both vehicles. Hooking a Jenny to a big building is useful just to make lights work for looting. I guess you're right, Sweetie Mark. I didn't think about that. Hot save improvements added hot saving a player map, animal zones, and game time. This system is saving elements of the game world around you as you play, meaning that should your game crash or unexpectedly exit, you will not travel back in time and lose progress. That's actually really, really good, because I mean we've actually had that problem like on numerous occasions where I mean I had it just what the last time I played, where we are playing the game, it crashes on us, and next thing you know, we start at 7 o'clock in the morning and we're tired. You know what I mean? Just completely kills the day. Adding container outlines for corpses. The grab context menu now shows multiple corpses and highlights corpses the same way items are highlighted. Added options to wash context menu to wash all containers, all weapons, and all other like rags. The all clothing option only washes clothing items, not containers, weapons, and rags. Added a jar of roe recipe. Oh, my life is complete. For anybody that doesn't know what roe is, all it is fish eggs. What the fuck? Added animals milk powder. How do you get animal milk powder? How does that work? Does anybody know? Do I have like any kind of like chemist here that can explain to me how they're gonna how you turn milk into milk powder? Fish roe is good. Mining master, what's happening, man? Something I noticed this patch is that it's easier to forge food, but the food has less hunger value. Dude, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, because that's a big, that is a big one. That's one of the first things I noticed too, because I do a lot of like wilderness survival stuff. Changes to, right now. For now, you can only use it with either a bucket full of water or a feeding bottle full of water. 1 bag for 2 buckets of 10 liters. You can now give this animal's milk to any hungry or thirsty animal. This is to help people keep the baby animal if the mother has died in labor. So how do you make milk? I mean, I guess you don't make it. I guess you're going to find it, right? Have you not seen powdered? But how do you make it? How do you make powdered milk? How does that work? I'm flummoxed. I understand why they did it, though, because we actually had that happen to us a few series back when one of our animals just like mysteriously died. It was because we didn't grab the mother. Changes on wild animal hunting. Shooting an animal will now make it flee instead of dropping dead instantly, which is probably pretty cool, which means you're going to have to really track the shit out of it. Animals, does anybody, I wonder, let me do a poll here. It looks like 56% of you are saying that I'm going to lose my voice before the end of these patch notes. Let's make a poll here. Do you hunt and track yet? Just curious, how many of you guys have like actually messed around with hunting and tracking? Animals will flee while having a blood trail that can be followed to find the corpse. Animals will flee for sometimes, depending on the type. Deer flee longer than rabbits as they're bigger and bleed out for longer. An aiming skill to simulate if you've hit closer to the heart. Change how animals become domesticated, aka now wild. Before, it was when the animal was put in a designated zone. Now it becomes domesticated when picked up. This is to avoid making a zone to quickly capture rats and mice. So, what do you pick up a cow? See, I haven't messed around with a lot of the craft, this kind of stuff. Big note for pretty much all of the new skill stuff. Tracking was absolutely broken before this patch. Not sure if they changed anything. Okay. I was just curious how many people have done it or if it's just a work in the progress. The grab and extended 3D placement context menus show item icons. The C button and key in the in-game map pans to the player's current position, instantly jumping there. Okay, that's good. So you can hit C now when you're at the map to actually center your map while you're in there. The select spawn location map will pan to the location of a player when selecting with player 1 instead of throwing a luau error. I have no idea what that means. Added eternal disabled options for time and weather to the sandbox menu. That's actually pretty cool. So you can have like an eternal summer or eternal winter. Added sandbox, so you could actually simulate someplace other than Kentucky, right? I mean, you could go like, if you go down to the deep south, right? You're not gonna get as many weather events like snow weather. And if you go up north, you might have like really mild summers. So, you know, for the context, I guess later on, as they start to build, you know, as people start to mod things out, you can actually create things that are a little bit more like the weather that you live in, you know? Added sandbox options, day-night cycle, climate cycle, and fog cycle. Endless day and night cycle, endless disabled rain, snow, storm, or blizzard cycle, and endless disabled fog. So that's going to be interesting for some challenges that you could do. And we're going to go into the settings menu and as well as the sandbox menu after I read all this. And then we'll play some stuff. We'll test out some of this stuff. Add a color of highlighted world items rendering option to replace the hard-coded item highlight color. World items are highlighted when selected in the grab context menu, similar to the extended placement menu behavior. Bags and other container items in this world are highlighted with a container highlight color when selected in the loot window. Added new pants, skinny body location to separate out baggy and skinny trouser items. Cody, what's happening? Only use animal tracking to boost my nimble sneak XP games is probably a bug they'll fix, but currently it'll make you gain those skills faster when animal track forge mode. The fog is definitely better. Does not stay foggy all damn day anymore. Oh yeah, see, I haven't tested it as much as you, KPK, so I'm not real sure how that all works. Added generic action animation for mixing fluids. Added cyclic rate multiplier property to hand weapon scripts and instances. Added tainted label to liquid info panel and widened liquid info panel. Added support for 3-tile and 4-tile feeding troughs. Added retrigger last action with LMB on doors. Added progress indicator when adding fuel to a generator. Added icon for barbed wire fence and build menu. And added zombie thump chain link fence damage collapse sound. Vehicles are now considered visible to the player if any square overlapped by the vehicle is visible. KBK kind of mentioned this in Discord. Now you can like actually see cars. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like say like you're coming out of a forest and you and it looks like the road looks empty until you pass the last tree and suddenly you see a car. I think they fixed that. Blocked door and locked door sounds now play when the player attempts to pathfind through a blocked or locked door. While seated and LMB is held, the character can now look around in a 20-degree arc. Gamepad just uses standard look, no button required. So that's a vehicle thing. When you get in a car, you cannot see around you. You cannot see what's coming. All you can do is hear zombies. I think if you roll down the window, you could it allows you to do it because it like makes you to where you can like look around, like you're poking your head out and like, what's behind me? You know, but now it looks like you can actually look around. It's pretty nice. 20-degree arc. Added a button to show the location of an annotated map on the world map. This doesn't copy symbols from the annotated map to the world map. So that's actually nice too. I think that's gonna. I think I know what it means. Maybe not. Change the zombie outfit combo box in the Horde Manager debug UI to be searchable. Yeah, you have over 40 hours in the current patch. I figured you were just kind of going crazy. I can't do that because, you know, if they don't let me stream it, then I have to go back and forth between builds. You know, it just doesn't seem like I mean, it's possible, but you know, not possible for me. I'm just saying. When performing actions like taking pills, reading items, using a lighter or matches to light a cigarette, drinking from a container, or eating part of a food item, if the item is not in the player's main inventory, the character will try to return it afterwards. Does not work for characters that have the disorganized trait. So if you don't have the disorganized trait, and why should you? You're going to be able to now pull something out of your backpack, right, or out of your weenie warmer or fanny pack, like a cigarette. Get it, pull the lighter and cigarette out, smoke the cigarette, stick the lighter back in your fanny pack or weenie warmer. Just a quality of life function's pretty nice. When lighting campfires, etc., the items that are used to light the fire, such as a lighter, will be returned to their container of origin. And this actually works out for a lot of things. It's one of the reasons why I haven't picked up, like, say, like a toolbox with all the stuff in it, because it seems like it would, because it seems. Because it means that I have to return it to the toolbox. If I can just go and like hammer out something and then it returns it automatically to the toolbox, I might actually use it. Set up a function in handweapon.java, randomize firearms as loot to serve as a single function for randomizing firearms. Firearms that spawn as clutter will have their ammunition magazine status randomized, which is nice. Weapons and other items that with conditions in that matter have sharpness values will have those values randomized when they spawn as clutter. So that's actually kind of cool too. So you're not going to get a brand new, you get a brand new M16, you know, fully loaded. Instead, you're going to have like it's going to be randomized. Added code support for there being a mapper to find no power, no water, and no power or water zones to handle instances like the burned villages or derelict buildings that shouldn't have power or running water. Light switches, electricity, etc. will not work in rooms that have derelict in their room definition name or in a no-power map zone. Water-containing tiles such as sinks and toilets in rooms that have derelict in their room definition name or in no water map zone will not have any water in them as well. Added functions of get power grid lifespan or does power grid exist to sandbox options to simply evaluating the current state of the power grid. Added the function is no power, is no water, and has grid power to ISO grid square to simplify evaluating the current state of the power grid for specific squares. So that's what they're basically saying is that if you run across a burned out building or a building that's obviously like derelict, full of just shit and stuff like that, that it might not have the opportunity to get power or water. Did they add the NPCs in 42.8 Green Bear? No. Radio. All right, let's see what else we got here. When eating food and eating utensils such as a spoon, fork, or spork would change the eating animation speed and benefits. The timed action code will search the player's inventory recursively through all bags for a utensil versus just their primary inventory. You can keep your spork in your fanny pack or backpack and it will still use it. So I'm kind of curious about that. Like what, you know, obviously I guess you can eat it faster. You can eat your food faster if you eat with a spoon or a fork, and there are added benefits to it. More flyers from the Flyer Factory. Some new clothing items added to some appropriate zombie outfits. Added the functions dump content and square to ISO object utils, and item container.java. When multi-tile objects that have containers are removed by being sledged or thumped, all of the contents of all the containers or of all the tiles will be dropped on their tile square. Another nice little like quality of life thing. You can destroy something without like destroying the contents within. Added the Mac OS command and command shift keys as valid cycle container keys. That's for you Mac people, like all two of you in the world. Adjusted the lerp function when driving on grass should make towing a trailer on grass way easier. NPCs aren't being added for many more years. Yeah, it's going to be a second. We got to get to 42 multiplayer before they even do it. But 43 is when they're going to add it. So I figure probably like I'm not gonna even guess. We'll guess later on. All right, let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah. Lowered the center of mass of the animal trailer to make them tip over less. Bear in mind, turning aggressively at 40 miles an hour will still make them flip over. But that's pretty nice because if you've ever had to deal with a trailer and pass patches, it's a pain in the ass. I can't go the entire map without like at least flipping at once, and then I have to do some sort of weird rigging where I'm like backing up and pushing it back on. Kind of annoying. Forced towed trailers to be rendered when inside the car. I didn't even know they couldn't be rendered. Added the output flag is blunt to handle cases when we want the items produced to be blunt with its sharpness set to 0. Added the output flags has one use to handle cases where we want the items produced to have only one use, such as getting 1 unit of thread produced by picking up a rag. Is this music too loud? I think it's okay. Added propane delivery step van vehicle, another vehicle that they've added. Added raccoons laying down. My life is complete. We can turn this patch off now. Wow, they can finish it. Blacksmithing. Added missing craft recipes to make a carpentry chisel. Added a craft recipe to forge a wrench, giving the calipers item some functionality. So the calipers now can forge a wrench. Several metal armor items can now be smelted for steel, aside from handling sourcing steel. It also serves as a means of recycling and repairing broken metal armor. Now, music's fine, okay. It's just really loud in my ears, my cans. Players can now craft copper, gold, and silver hurricane lanterns. I'm going to be really excited when we can finally get to a map where it's just all forest. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I really want to try out like a proper wilderness survival thing. I think it's coming. Several blade and blacksmithing crafts will accept blades of an appropriate size and tier as an input instead of a metal bar. You can use a hunting knife blade to make a new hunting knife blade or a long spear blade instead. This serves as a means to repair damaged blades as well as being something people could do in real life to repair items or repurpose their material. You want tree houses? I want to right-click chat options, hi, join, or leave. What? All right, now to tailoring. Added the tailoring recipe magazine Homespun, which teaches learnable craft recipes for normal, simple clothing items. Added a sewing pattern item that now works similarly to recipe clipping and schematics, in that it teaches a single random tailoring recipe. I mean, you guys are probably too young to remember this, but back in the day, my grandma used to go to like one of these fabric stores, and she used to get like these things on like how to make a dress, right? And they would, I don't know if they probably still exist, but they don't exist in my area. And you know, basically it was like a schematic to show her how to make a dress with fabric and thread. Kind of cool. Anyway, and that was around it tracks. It was going on its outs in the 90s, but like in the 80s and 70s, I could completely see it. Some item research definitions for tailoring progression. That was very vague. I don't know what that means. Added a craft recipe and item for crafted ammo straps, both shells and bullet and cartridges. Normal non-crafted ammo straps can now be black or brown. Crafted ones will be brown. Long coats with the respective textures and other qualities can be made from the furred hides of different breeds of cows and calves. Nice. So we actually have different colored coats according to what kind of cow you have. Jackets as above can be made from the furred hides of cows, calves, and deers. Furred coat and jacket recipes are in the Cowboy Tailoring Recipe magazine, known by characters with a sewer trait. It can be researched and in the survival schematic recipe pool. Added some new thread item. Guess that's how we're gonna make thread rather than, you know, that was one of the problems with wilderness stuff. That's one of the many things. But it was like, how do you make thread so you can actually use stuff? Well, you know, now you can hunt a deer, chase a deer down, grab the deer, cut it down into juicy, meaty bits, and then take the leather and tan it and sew it together and make yourself some shoes or some shit. Many leather hide armor recipes, but not all. There are some allowances for wilderness scenario starts. Now requires sinew thread and not normal thread. Oh, wow. So you're not going to be able to use normal thread, huh? Interesting. In addition to being a requirement for some crafts, sinew thread can be used in lieu of thread for other tailoring-related recipes. So that's weird that you could use sinew. Am I saying that right? It just sounds so weird. Sinew thread. Some items require sinew thread and you can't use the regular thread, but some items all items that require thread, you can use the sinew thread. Weird. In addition to being a requirement from blah, blah, I just read that. Tan furred animal hides that are large and medium sized. Adult cattle, swine, sheep, and deer can be cut into half, and for cattle, quarter pieces. This is so they can be rendered into smaller pieces for crafting smaller leather hide items without wasting an entire hide, such as making a hat or a wallet from a cow's hide. Because, in the zombie apocalypse, everybody needs a wallet. Not yet done with the reading. Little girl, this is a long one. All of the people waiting for NBC's and Vanilla Zombo to be in the ground before that happens. Oh, don't tell me that, Darker. That's not going to happen. It's going to be before I'm dead. I'm old, but I'm not that old. Added a debug tool to right-click on inventory items, and if they are used as an input for at least one craft recipe, a debug option is provided to see a list of the craft recipes it can be used for. Added the craft recipe and items for carving bone and wood dice. Now, can we do with wood dice? Can you actually play with wood dice? Is that what the function is? Is for recreation, to make you less bored, I guess. Added a craft recipe to untie sheet ropes. In previous builds, sheet ropes could be made from many clothing items, and under the assumption that this was still true in Build 42, the recipe wasn't added as untying sheet ropes to recover specific clothing items becomes problematic. Sinew, not sinew. Maybe it's my country coming out, Sweeney Mark. Added several researchable recipes for crafting progression to multiple axe and axe head items. Added a separate craft recipe to nail spike full football shoulder pads and crash helmets, as they both visually have more spikes than other items. And also to handle the nail number paradox of spiking full football pads versus single side pads. Change the craft recipe parser to not process skill level requirements of 0. Mechanically, it's not the same as not having any skill requirement, but the appearance of 0 skill requirements in the UI might confuse some people. I was thinking about that. You know how you handle like we were, I forget who I was talking to, or maybe I was reading something, but they were talking about where you can be like a journeyman in Zomboid. And it's one of the problems. You can be like, you can have level 10 in all things and be like a master of everything. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking that you could actually, how you could probably fix that. And this is just me spitballing, has nothing to do with this. How you could probably fix that is, say you're a carpenter, your chances of creating something at any level are a lot higher than chances of somebody that isn't a carpenter creating something. So for example, let's say you're a level 3, a level 3 in carpentry, but you are a police officer. You know what I mean? Then you might let's say you try to build a crate. Well, there's a chance that you're not going to build it right? Or maybe because you didn't build it right, you can't put as much stuff in it. You know what I mean? Something like that would settle a lot of that stuff, and the chances will go down the higher up you go. But I mean, it would actually it would work, I think, in the sense that if you don't have a specialty in something, it's kind of like it was kind of like in Build 41 when you had the doctor. I forget what the mod was, but you would try to do something, and if you were too panicked, it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to do stuff. Where am I? Added a craft recipe to carve wooden cutting boards from a plank. Jana, what's happening? Added a new input flag, may degrade very light, which degrades tools at half the rate that may degrade light does. Added items and craft recipes for making a prison improvised lighter from a battery, tape, and steel wool, aluminum foil, or electrical wire, as well as recovering the battery from the lighter. Well, you need a cutting board at all? Is it needed for a recipe? Eugene, you can actually use that as a surface. So if you can, so things that require a surface, a cutting board will cover it. So, and it's real lightweight, so you can carry it around with you. Added a craft recipe to craft a wall trophy item from a stag's head. Added a recipe magazine for several new craft recipes. These include Real Gladiators, Leather Crafts, and Cowboy Living to teach some leather tailoring recipes. Herbal Remedy Growing, medicinal herb growing seasons, and homemade explosives, some bomb recipes. Added the sharp knife item tag so the straight razor item can be used for crafting. However, it has very, very low durability values and will also be liable to break when used for crafting. ICH, whatever, or ISC, whatever that means. Added a tailor profession, so we can now be tailors in the zombie apocalypse. Wonderful. Added a toy cap gun pistols and rifles and their ammunition. These still need custom sounds and currently use the 38 special revolver sound effects as placeholders. Added a zombie outfit for Wild West Town law enforcement as per the flyer. I have not gone there yet. Zombies in the Wild West Town law enforcement or outlaw outfits have cap guns on them. They were used in performances. Snow globes are now for specific locations used using the postcard title pool. They used to make snow globes for everything, everywhere, everything. Yeah, that Eugene, that's the a lot of people don't know that, but we discovered that pretty quick. That would bring some RPG randomness to it. Do you think they want it? I don't remember other elements like that already pleasant. I don't know if they've even thought about it, to be honest with you, Jorge. But I could be cool, like the luck perk could also help him in the rolls. Yeah, I mean, that's really, because I was thinking about it. You know, you can get to level 10. If you get to level 10 and everything, you can pretty much do everything. You know what I mean? And you can do everything well. But it doesn't make any sense, like, you know, like a level 10 carpenter that's a carpenter versus a level 10, I don't know, journeyman that learns carpentry. You would think that there would still be some differences, a little bit, I suppose. I don't know. Harmonica and whistles are now visible when blown. Added new left and right gator items. Gators can be crafted and will sometimes spawn on some appropriate. What is a gator? Someone tell me. Tell this dumb American what a gator is. I'm going to search for it because I'm curious. A gator. Personal protective equipment. Okay. We're going to look it up real quick. Okay. It's hunting stuff. I'm from the South. I should know that. Oops. Let's see. Where are we? The code for stitching wounds and patching clothing now looks for thread by both item type and also item tag. This allows sinew thread. Why is Zomboid developers torturing me with this word to work for these purposes? Added the break on smithing item tooltip to ceramic molds that break when used in smithing crafts. Added craft recipe for an item for crafted ammo straps, both shells and bullet cartridges. Normal non-crafted ammo straps can be black and brown. We've already read this. Added fish guts and roe. Adjusted clothing mask for wedding dress and updated texture. Added a glazed ceramic teacup item and updated kiln recipe. Added filled model for ceramic teacup. Coffee machine now uses 2 recipes, one for mugs and another for teacups. Those recipes can now use water from the mug or teacup to create a coffee beverage that can receive additional ingredients. Wow, so we can add sugar and stuff to it, I guess. Added the crafting of some cow and fawn hide garments. Added the items and craft recipes for the players that make leather mask, elbow pads, and knee pads. Bro, they added F ragdoll physics, but what the people want is multiplayer, for fuck's sake. Well, you know, everybody wants multiplayer, but Build 42 isn't even really done. You know? Until Build 42, until they get to a point where they're like, okay, we're comfortable with Build 42. They're not going to even really, I mean, I'm sure they're working on Build 42 in the background, but they're not going to like, you're not going to see Build 42 until after it's actually done. It's just not going to happen. What's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. Build 42 is going to, they're going to finish with Build 42 and they're going to take it out. They're probably going to take it out of, I will back up my save and stick it in as a regular save. And then multiplayer, they'll start working on multiplayer and they'll probably be, you can add like 6 months to that for them to get that. And it might be longer than that. Added a crafting quality of life feature where items that can be used as inputs for favorited recipes will have a user-defined good color, which defaults to green. A star overlay on their inventory icon and good color text in their item tooltip. The favorite star for recipes in the craft recipe UI and the building UI will be the user-defined good color, which defaults to green. Added a tarp pieced item and a craft recipe to cut a tarp into pieces. Tarp pieces are used instead of whole tarps for many, but not all tarp tailoring crafts. Exactly. So why add more features? Well, because they have like they have like a roadmap of exactly what they're hoping Build 42 will be. That's the reason. You know what I mean? I mean, if there are things that just aren't working right now. You don't even have farming working yet. All that stuff is going to have to be fixed before they can do it. And this was their option. I understand you're complaining about multiplayer, but I mean, their option was either to just not release Build 42 at all, and we're still on Build 41, wondering when Build 42 is going to come because they're going to wait. They want to wait until they have everything in place, or release Build 42, let it into single player, and work on it as they go. I mean, which way would you rather be? Would you rather be in Build 41 still? I mean, maybe you might be okay with that if you're just in it just for multiplayer. You still need an entire tarp to make a tent, lean-to, or a poncho. It is intentional that you can't tape together tarp pieces to make a new tarp. As tarps are fairly common items and there's a fair amount of tailoring craft recipes that use tarps, cutting tarps into tarp pieces was added so that players don't have to use an entire tarp to make a smaller item, or be forced to make multiple instances of the small item from one tarp. Added items and craft recipes for tarp sling bags, sacks, hand wraps, foot wraps, hats, and frame packs. Added items and craft recipe for creating fanny packs out of tarp pieces. The appropriate head sacks can be produced from tarps and hide sacks, and crafted pillows from the cut head sack crafted recipe. Revise the categories for craft recipes by reducing the number of categories and fixing confusing categorization. I like Build 41 anyhow, but multiplayer is a big thing for me. Yeah. I mean, yeah, release the Hounds or Build 42, I know, right? If it wasn't for early access, we wouldn't be playing this game right now. That's right. I mean, really, honestly. Oh, John T. Wireman, I'm not going to. But I'm probably not going to start a playthrough until probably tomorrow. I'm just going over the patch notes, and then we're going to jump into the gameplay, showcase the ragdoll physics and that kind of stuff. A balance. Here comes the big ones. The balance. This is what everybody's like, oh no, what are they going to nerf? Snow now fills rain collectors and items with water slower than rain, so that we can now get water from snow. Gasoline will evaporate much more slowly. I did not realize that gasoline evaporated. Did you? I mean, I know that that's in real life, but I mean, did you guys realize that they had a function where gasoline was evaporating? Adjusted some fundamental blacksmithing crafts to accommodate forest scenarios. Simplified the craft recipe for breaking large stones into stone so it would be easier to perform in the field. That's actually pretty nice. I was messing around with some of the wilderness stuff, and to do this right now, you have to either have a spot to do it, which you can find a large stone in the wilderness to use it, or you're gonna have to pick up this heavy ass stone, which is 40 kilograms or whatever it is, and walk it all the way back to wherever you're planning on breaking it. So hopefully they kind of fix that, because it seems kind of stupid that you can't just take a hammer to it and break it up like on the ground. Consolidated the craft recipes for making rope and twine, as their only difference were the material type, dogbane versus hemp, being consumed. Updated the MILF sunflower seeds craft recipe input for crafting. Now consumes food inputs by hunger value and not item count. Removed the following items to streamline blacksmithing: small armor plate, iron rod half, iron rod quarter, iron slug. We have not done any blacksmithing. I don't know anything about blacksmithing. Changes to how some low-tier blacksmithing recipes to make them more flexible in their tool requirements. Characters can now do actions while opening doors, climbing through windows and fences, toggling curtains and hutch door. That is actually really nice. Right now, you can't eat a bowl of cereal and walk through the door at the same time. I'm assuming that's what they're saying. You can't smoke a cigarette and walk through a door at the same time. How's that possible? Similar to many primitive tailoring crafts, the sew-sack craft recipe can accept either thread or twine to craft a sack. Adjusted a couple of blacksmithing recipes for consistency. So Real Talk Tuesday, there was a time when I was like, I wouldn't mind trying multiplayer, and then I watched some videos of the absolute animal house that multiplayer is, and I was cured of it. Yeah, so Darker, I'm kind of in the same thing. The iron rods were made from iron bars. They could be used to barricade walls in place of iron bars. Really? See, little girl, you're a little bit more into like all the crafting aspects of it than I've been. So I mean, you're like a fountain of knowledge for me. Yes, and Darker, I'm kind of in the same spot. I like multiplayer okay for what it is, but I prefer like single player. I just do, just different strokes for different folks, I guess. Where are we? Similar to many primitive tailoring crafts, the sew-sack, I've read that, okay. Adjusted a couple of blacksmithing recipes for consistency. Added smelting properties to several items and adjusted the smelting properties of some items for consistency. Reduced the time required to perform the extinguished candle or extinguish hurricane lantern craft recipes. Minor tweaks to some metal armor craft recipes. Decrease the weight and increase the critical chance of max damage of the block mace. Decrease the weight and increase the critical multiplier and max damage of the long mace. Several modified baseball bat weapons had their weight decreased and critical characteristics increased. So maybe some of the modified baseball bats, I guess like the short bat with nails might actually be better for you, right? I don't like how everything is a fountain of knowledge that gets ignored consistently. Not today though. I don't mean to ignore you, little girl. I swear I don't. I don't like how everything is disassembled already when you spawn. Hopefully the new progression on Build 42 changes this. You play in Rando's multiplayer server, that is fine. I'm talking about me and my friends playing in multiplayer. That's the experience I feel so lacking in Build 42, and it's frustrating that they keep feature creeping. This isn't a feature creep, 12 Pi. This is like everything that they were planning on doing, and now they're just trying to they're trying to get it all in. They just didn't have it all in when they dropped it. Several modified long branch cudgel weapons have had their critical characteristics increased the critical chance of a large branch in several maul and scrap type webby weapons. Updated base health and skill based health for fences and walls. Gasoline evaporation is now modified by day length. Wow! So if you have a 2-hour day length, then you're gonna have a problem with gasoline evaporation. Many more leather tailoring craft recipes need to be learned, researched, etc. Hammers being used to construct tiles now degrade half as fast as they did previously. Consolidated some craft recipes for forging bars and bar parts. Some craft recipes for forging chunks, smaller bars, except wooden tongs. And I'll say this: the wooden tongs, they're one-use items, or they were back a couple patches back. Remove the wild herb growing season from the Wilderness Survival magazine. They'll be in a different magazine, Growing Herbal Remedies. Limited casting range of fishing rods, so no longer can you cast like a gazillion miles out. Improper completion of fishing is now more punishing. Balanced fish sizes. Reduced growth times of flax, rye, and wheat. So they balance the fish sizes, which I'm guessing means that you're not gonna have like 100 and you're not going to have like, a 380 kilogram fish anymore. Makes sense. I think it might be the opposite with the gas. It was evaporating too quickly with longer day length. Was it? Okay. Yeah, hitting the ragdolls for a month from player base. From hiding the most transparent, I know, right? Well, they were trying to test it. They didn't. Lemmy's really funny about this stuff, right? I mean, he treats this is like his child, right? This game. I guarantee you that when they put it out today, he probably wasn't ready to put it out, and he was hand wringing. He's in a corner hand wringing right now. He cares about this game that much. Most recipes for extracting and smelting iron and steel now involve a crucible that's either empty or already has iron or steel in it, and adding metal to it. Most recipes for casting or iron or steel involve using metal from a crucible with appropriate items. Additionally, most iron recipes beyond producing iron blooms from iron ore, extracting from chunks from an iron bloom, and extracting iron chunks from iron items require a medium-tier furnace or advanced furnace. Using crucibles of metal will help in reducing the total number of smelting, extracting, and casting recipes. The high jacket craft has a chance, depending on the tailoring skill, of producing a jacket with a slightly nicer texture. This is what I was talking about. So, like the tailoring skill here, it could create a nicer texture. It could be a better made thing. And my argument would be, if you're a tailor, you're probably going to make a better jacket than a non-tailor that's just learning, even at the same level, right? Certain non-weapon items may have their condition randomized when spawned as loots. This includes items that are weapon parts, such as the sledgehammer heads in the trash, as well as items that are intended to have their condition reduced from being used as tools and tool parts. Reduce the intensity of tool damage from being used in several craft recipes that would be more easygoing on tools, such as cooking, baking, and electrical recipes. With gasoline evaporation, would it affect the process if you kept it in cool storage? I don't know. Probably it's probably not that deep into it. It's probably like you get gasoline in you put gasoline in a bucket and it evaporates no matter what you do with it. I wish I didn't have to go to work today in 40 minutes. I was looking forward to ragdolling a crowd with my beater truck. I know, right? I just assumed they didn't want to get anyone's hopes up since they're a years-old request for a ragdoll. Now it's in unstable testing. Don't see any obfuscation related with that. Yeah, I don't either. So given that NAP and XP gain methods were removed, what's the balance? They added more XP to others? I'm not exactly sure as far as that. There was a discussion that I was reading that was talking about that. What's up, P-Scap? Any guesstimates on when multiplayer is coming to Build 42? You want me to give you a guesstimate? My personal guesstimate is going to be the end of the year, and that's me being very, very. I wouldn't. What's the opposite of conservative? Very liberal with it, saying that it might be longer than a year. Recipes for dismantling tools and weapons will now accept broken items. In general, any item that can be dismantled should have an on-break interaction performed on it when it breaks that separates the handle and head parts as is, but there are maybe circumstances such as mods that interfere with that process. Increase the durability of several baseball bat-derived crafted weapons. Several more armor craft recipes, but not all, require sinew thread specifically. Several crude and improvised type weapons that could use rags, denim strips, leather strips, or twine, and find an ingredient can also use burlap pieces instead. This does not apply to spears, but items such as shivs and stone axes. So it's this sinew thread means that that hunting's going to have to be a thing. Increase base length, log window frame, base health. Excuse me. Half the default maximum rat mouse population in the sandbox settings. You knew ragdolls were coming? Ragdoll living in a movie? Drunk absolutely hitting the U on Sinew. Now it's cracking me up. Personally, I'd give it one more year before multiplayer is in any condition to be released. A lot of recipes are still unimplemented. Drunk almost reached worst change of this patch. Yes, I have. I've almost. Let's see if we're in agreement with this. Where am I? The handy trait, carpenter profession, repairman profession, and engineer profession receive a +1 skill level in masonry. They're really pushing the masonry. The cook trait, hunter trait, and chef profession now receive a +1 skill in butchering. It is intentional that the burger flipper profession does not provide any benefit in butchering. Makes sense, because the burger flipper, why can't I say that word? Is probably not cutting up his own meat. Adjusted some values of the hollow book items to prevent nonsensical scenarios. Changed several hide-type craft recipes that previously accepted oversized hides, so players could perform the crafts without being arbitrarily limited to only accept appropriately sized hides. The player will now have to cut oversized hides into pieces beforehand. Tape can be used alongside rags, twine, leather strips, etc. for some improvised crude weapon and tool craft recipes. Crafting stone hammers, axes, and mauls require more binding strips than previously, but duct tape can be used. Adhesive tape can be used alongside other bindings to craft ships. Adjusted concrete barrier collision in some locations, reduce the time required to chop firewood. Burlap can be woven from dogbane. That's another wilderness thing. You know, you can't get burlap. You can't create a burlap sack. You can't you can't collect sand and clay without a burlap sack. And now you can just do it from dogbane. That's nice. Now, I'm kind of curious if you're probably going to need sinew thread. Increase the durability characteristic of rakehead weapons. Reduce the weights of the mace and stone mace weapons. Reduce the endurance drain of several heavy crafted weapons from similar scaling to a sledgehammer to scaling similar to a wood axe. Reduce the weight of splinter to match twigs. Updated is build entity.luau so that the skill-based bonus health can also work with recipes that don't have a skill level requirement. Reduce base skill related bonus from 200 to 20. This value is used in some cases where the script does not define it and was way too high. The hide fanny pack craft recipe now requires a higher skill level and also needs to be learned and researched and known. Rebalance the input requirements for several duct tape, garbage bag, and tarp-based tailoring craft recipes. Did they add the books for all the melee weapons yet? I don't know, Chris Kobe. I don't think so. I think it's funny when people poo on TIS for their pace. They've been going for a good bit faster than they did 12 years ago. Their team has been expanded, but they're careful and deliberate in their pace. Yeah, they want Dragonus. They want things to be the way they want things to be. You know, and something. I'm telling you, I think part of them dragging their feet, honestly, is that as technology goes up, they're able to do more things that they envision. Maybe they knew it. Maybe that was by design. Maybe not. I don't know. Long and short spearheads and crude simple blades are no longer weapons and don't have the sharp knife and several other qualities for crafting and interactions. This is to make some interfaces less confusing and spammy. Slightly boosted the durability characteristic of the spiked short bat weapon. Maybe multiplayer is coming out at the end of a year. Not sure which year yet. Maybe pencil it in for 2028. It'll be out before that. I know you're just playing, but it'll be out before that. I'm telling you, I think that it's going to be out by the end of the year, but it might not be. Little girl might be right. It might be a full year. It might be June of next year. We might be looking at getting it. Slightly boosted the durability characteristics of the spiked short bat weapon. Removed the recipes to nap large stones into stone and limestone into pieces, as they are redundant with masonry recipes that perform the same tasks. XP gained from adding and removing patches has been reduced. It was previously increased to help players level up tailoring more easily, but based on player feedback, using patching solely to advance the skill is not a desirable approach. That's the reason why I never really messed with patching stuff, is because, it makes sense to go, like, if you increase a level from 0 to 1 to go ahead and do patches at 1, and then when you go from 1 to 2 to remove those patches and add more patches because you have more durability. But it doesn't make sense to just simply add patches all over the place. But then again, it doesn't make any sense for a lot of things. Tweaked the simple crude blade recipe to make it easier to perform. Rebalanced several older tailoring recipes for normal satchels, dresses, long johns, skirts, shirts, and trousers in regards to their material and skill requirements, as well as needing to be learned. Yeah, that is a big tailoring nerf, right? Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Exodus? Because I think we're there. We're almost there to probably what, in my opinion, is the biggest nerf of all. Added forge default defs, forge skills, and forge definition tables to forge system. Added forge system.c table for custom do wild crop spawn with chance and different seed amounts. Added improved loot table and item picking methods. Added processing of item in category valid months with bonus malice and addition definition. And add item definition. Fixed affinity and bonus icons not rolling with their bonuses during rain and snow. Fixed affinity and bonus icons able to roll for focus items in invalid months. Remove break tick event from update events and is base icon is search manager. Recategorize forge trash and junk items and matched rolls for all junk and trash mixable table tiers. They added all the tailoring crafts just to nerf the XP. So what the fuck are they nerfing tailoring? Why the fuck? Tailoring is something that players literally go out of their way to level. I know, right? At this point, no incentive to even bother with it beyond level requirements to make armor from other skills. Bang, bang, Jacob's silver hammer came down upon our heads. Jesus, how long have I been streaming? Almost an hour of talking. Jesus. Remove sprite affinity, cooldown, and reduce forage bonus focus item chances for some categories. Added valid months table to forge item and category definitions with bonus plus malice added. So you're not going to be able to find the same things in winter that you'll find in summer. Added forge system is valid month internal, get month multi, or get weather multi. Fixed icons rolling for empty categories in winter. Adjusted default chance for categories 0 and 0 per zone to fix another issue with picking empty loot table categories. Added items foraging rain and snow bonuses scale with rain and snow levels instead of a flat percentage. Renamed zone chance to zones and forge category definitions and updated references. Tidied old foraging code and loot entries. Added ISO markers rendering of 3D item models. Added alt world texture for herb and wild plant category items. I've noticed a lot of this stuff because I've been doing like a wilderness side run. So that way I wouldn't have to do a regular wilderness run anytime soon. Removed ISO markers do temp is object. I don't know what that means. Removed circle ISO marker and added functionality ISO markers. Fixes for foraging fruits and vegetables. This is the one that I noticed almost immediately in Exodus. Next thing they'll nerf is first aid, the one skill no one ever levels intentionally. They are breaking everything out. I will build build 41. I will be build 41 if they don't let me anymore. Oh, come on, Jana, really? Thread gain removal from ripping clothes was already a significant nerf, and now they nerf XP gain. Yeah, I mean, you could play it if you want, but really, honestly, it doesn't. I mean, I don't really care. Just for the record, when I was testing this, I enjoyed every minute of it. I mean, yeah, you know, it's kind of annoying to like have to change. Change is hard, but you know, I mean, you just work around it. This is the one thing. Reduce the maximum size of all foraged vegetable foods prefixed with wild. Wild foods will have their hunger values capped at 1 after size effects. I'm going to talk about this here in a second. Added wild foods can now have nutrition values affected at any size. Remove wild foods multiplying food happiness values by item size. Fix some fruit definition that were missing months when they could be foraged. Adjusted foraged fruits for more seasonal variants. So they've adjusted stuff, right? You can now find a lot more stuff when you're foraging, food-wise, but it's going to make something like a 6 months later run or something on insanely rare really, really difficult. And I'm going to give you an example. So right now, before build 42.8, before that, build 42.7, and before that, you could, if you foraged for, I don't know, mushrooms, your hunger rating for the foraged mushrooms would be around 15 to 20, which, you know, that was quite a bit, right? It's now, like, if you forage something, you find something, chances are it's going to be like 6 or 4. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to forage a whole shitload more food to be able to do anything with foraging. If you like insanely rare loot runs and you're just trying to feed your gullet. What's up, Coded Gaming? How you doing? It got me curious, but we'll have to see in game. Little girl, you're not wrong about first aid. Maybe if they have had a chance to disinfect zombie virus. Adding patches is the only legit way to level tailoring to higher levels. Probably not, Exodus. I imagine the way that they're going to probably do it is when you actually make clothes, it'll be a lot like carpentry. You know what I'm saying? Like if you build a wall, you're going to increase your carpentry level is going to increase significantly. I imagine that's going to be the case. It's not going to be cutting up long socks for sure. Good luck making 50 hide jackets. Just need 50 cows now. Wow, you guys are all focused on tailoring. Let's do a poll here. So this one poll has just ended. 86% say that they haven't hunted or tracked yet. Let's see. Do you actively use tailoring in your playthroughs? And what I mean by that is like you use it actively, like you do like electrical. I'm just curious because there's a lot of complaining about it. All right, so I'm not going to go over the UI because the UI doesn't really matter. Well, maybe we will. Added player craft history class to track craft and build history. Added a recipe sort mods by recipe name, last used and most used. That's nice. That's a nice little quality of life. Added hooks to crafting to update craft history on craft build. Increment save version, save craft history. Added recipe sort combo box to build panel filter panel. Added a fluid indicator containers and crafting menu. Reorganized some sandbox options in the meta category. Updated tooltip for the following sandbox options: day and night cycle, climate cycle, and fog cycle. Display corpse items in the grab context menu. Display item icons in the vehicle install part menu. Display microwave or stove icons next to the turn on or off settings context menu options. Yeah, none of this stuff really matters. No, the sounding doesn't really matter. Here's some fixes. They fixed the regular zombies freezing when killed as they are vaulting through windows or fences. Fix the amount of gasoline an item must be holding in order to show the add fuel option for generators. Fix some fence types with zero or health value or wrong health values. Fixed M16 full auto rate of fire being way too high. Fixed issue when plumb sinks do not provide clean water. When source contains a mix of clean and tainted water. Fixed characters sometimes stop shooting at crawlers or down zombies. Shotguns and single fire assault rifles now continue to fire against down zombies. Fixed trying to place a 3D item in an invalid location, locking the item to the square. Fixed wrong animal size calculation when butchering animals using a butchering hook. Fixed missing icon and makeup object. Removed legacy camo makeup item as it didn't follow how other camo face makeup worked. Fixed characters getting stressed from chopping trees. Fixed some items allowing food to be eaten regardless of hunger levels. Fixed potential issues around pause when focus is lost option. Fixed craft recipe data get first input item with tag, not returning the first item but last one found. It looks like 61% of you are not actively using tailoring right now. People will complain of most nerfs because they rely on OP-ness to play. It's a hard decision that devs must make sometimes. Yeah, it's the whole deal of like RimWorld. Right? I go back to Tynan and RimWorld, right? He would see some things that he would see people like doing stuff and be like, I don't know if I like that. You know what I mean? And then he would nerf it. I think that they do the same things. Where am I? Fix building a wooden fence post playing incorrect sound. Fix error with assemble small framework recipe. Fix several craft recipes for drying plants now that hunger values for inputs are working properly. Fixed duplicate options to carve small handles from antlers. We ran into that. Probably the last, not the last stream, but the last series. Fixed temporarily blank window at the start of a read timed action with print media textures. Fixed issue with sinks and rain collectors losing meta info in certain crash scenarios. That was a big problem. Fixed several blacksmithing recipes using generic making timed action animation. I think I'm tired of reading, y'all. That is a lot of reading. We've read for about an hour. We're just gonna jump into the gaming and see what it looks like. Rip Supreme Muffalos from the past. I know, right? The amount of XP you get for Taylor Crafts is pathetic. I imagine they'll fix that. Like if you obviously you should be getting a whole shitload of tailoring from something like making pants, right? And you shouldn't be getting hardly any XP from something like cutting down jeans or skirts or something like that. Give me a second. I'm going to stretch my legs and then we'll just jump into gameplay. All right, so we're going to take a look at all the sandbox options, and then we're just gonna jump into a game. I'm gonna go ahead and toggle this, but if you want to keep the let's see where it would be. If you want to turn off where would it be? You want to turn off the ragdoll effects. Looking for it. User, maybe that's it. Yeah, maximum active ragdoll. So you can. This is just for performance. So if you have a shitty computer, you're probably going to want to turn it off. Unfortunately, let me go ahead and turn off my mods as well. Yeah, I guess you can turn it up too, yeah. All right, we're going to go into custom sandbox so we can look at some of where the sandbox options are that they just added. And I'm going to go with West Point just because we're going to go into Louisville. So it's not there. Seeing if anything has changed. Easy, what's happening? Yay, West Point, we go. We're going to go to, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Louisville today. We're going to find a car. We're going to go into Louisville, and we are going to, we're going to find some weapons, some guns, and we are going to go crazy. And test out this ragdoll stuff, because that's the big one. It's the ragdoll. All the rest of the stuff is just kind of like, it's just window dressing. I haven't seen anything here. Clay chance by lake. Okay, so you can actually add your clay chances. You can't add the you can't really add the other stuff, the sand, but you can add this. I figured that this would be where you would see be able to turn on and off the seasons. I'm gonna allow this mini map. Actually, we're just gonna go all known on this on start. Here it is. Day and night cycle, you can actually turn it off. Endless day, endless night. You could also do climate cycle. You could do no weather, endless rain, endless storm, endless snow, or endless blizzard. And the fog cycle, endless fog. I don't see anything like here. We are going to turn on this to easy use so we can find a car fairly quick. Silent Hill Run. I know, right? The medieval play. I tried to get them to add Renaissance Festival when I talked to one of the team on a stream a couple years ago. They did add a castle and armor and medieval weapons, so hey, fingers crossed. I wonder if they fixed the random curtains in place. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna bust through some zombies. I'm gonna go ahead and get a police officer going because that way I can immediately start using guns. And let's see, we'll go ahead and just do, I don't know, all my usual stuff here. Slow healer. This can give me 1. Let's see. I'll give me 5. And I'll go ahead and also do thin-skinned. That'll give me 13, so we can go ahead and get Brawler going so we can test that out as well. And let's get Speed Demon going on as well. All right, cool. Sharon Cochran, come on down to the Hungry Hound. You are What's for Dinner. Let's test this ragdoll stuff first. Go veteran for desensitized panic as an aim killer. It'll be all right. I don't get panicked, man. Hour and 13 minutes of reading stuff. I wish they would turn that stuff off. All right, we are ready to rock and roll, aren't we? See what else we have here. We have maybe something for water. Good as it gets. Ooh, it's foggy. There's a car down here. Car that I can't use. Searching for water. No water there. There's a car. Shit. All right, time to get out of here. There's the ragdoll effect right there. Ragdoll living in a movie. Hi, tramp, daddy's little cutie. We're going to go down to Louisville. Boom. I'm like, come on, man. Bitches get stitches. Can I get in here? Probably not. We're going to have to find a SWAT vehicle for sure. It'll be all right. If you're doing Aerosmith, can you do Amazing? It's pretty freaking fantastic, isn't it? Isn't that just beautiful? We're gonna see if we can find a SWAT car so we can test the other stuff. But you're one of the things that's really crazy is, let's say I hit a group of zombies going like really fast. A lot of times, you'll have a zombie underneath your wheel, so it will like affect how your car can drive. Pretty troubling. He's like, let me off. I can't see anything. I got a dead zombie on my windshield. Do we have wipers? Can we knock it off? I missed him. I'm flying at like 90 miles an hour. Fuck. Jesus. It's one way to get him off the hood. See if we can find ourselves a SWAT car. Yeah, so now you can aim for certain parts of the body, and it reacts. Like that one zombie, it looked like it was doing this right here because I was hitting it in the shoulders. I wonder how good my car is now. Find a car someplace else. This is a speed run, Whitey. It's just me trying to get to where I can get actual other items other than a pistol. Shotguns are still ultra useless, are they? Oh, won't find a SWAT van? Maybe. We'll see. Kind of cool, right? Ah! All right, let's see if we can find a SWAT van. You're right, I didn't not do roadside events, so kind of hoping that maybe we'll find one. Well, I know that there is a, isn't there like a gun store down here? We'll go this way. Maybe not here. Hey, they might have something though over here, right? One more hit and that car's gone. That's a good thing. How do you know that? Engine's red, it means we'll be all right. Maybe not. We'll have to find ourselves another car. This engine's red too, son of a bitch. This engine's red too. Yeah, lots of cars. I just happen to be a master of opening car doors. Sunday Tapper, I have it on easy. It's just because I've turned on easy cars. Just because I wanted to test it. Like I said, this isn't going to be like this isn't a normal stream. This is really, I wasn't planning on streaming today. I was planning on going in and, doing other things, doing VOD work and stuff. But because of Bill 42 dropped, I just felt like it was important for me to go ahead and just nail it, knock it out and see exactly what all the things were. Go over the patch notes and maybe highlight some of this. Is it right here? I think it is. Come up here. It's not up here. Son of a bitch. This is cheat mode compared to the typical normal insanely rare settings. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll start a new one tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Where is the, did I pass it already? There has to be another place, right? Maybe it's up here. I think it's up here. Yeah, I just realized that. least get some weapons and stuff like that, and kind of like toy around with that. Oh! Shit. That poor guy didn't know what hit him. Is it up here? Doing donuts in the zombie apocalypse. Motherfucker. Run! Freeze in the name of the Lord. Ah, hellfire. Run! Is there another car for me? All right, we're gonna do a little speed test. How fast can I go? 30, 60? Shit. Damn it. Donuts seem to be the most effective. They do, don't they? All right, we're gonna go a little bit further. I want to hit this group with maximum velocity. Donuts are always effective. Yeah, it seemed to be it probably just rips the shit out of your car. I really want to get in here. A hellfire. Is there a back door? There might be keys. We're gonna see. No motherfucking keys. And see how they turn red? That's one of the things they're talking about. See how it hits his leg? I'm gonna have to find another car. Come on, help me find a car. I need a car. Any car. Here's a car. We'll look for a maybe somebody with a shotgun. I should have done stories way up high. Get wrecked. Look how it just kind of moves. It kind of like she gets stuck underneath my car. Can I go this way? All right, let's search for a police car. Maybe we can get lucky and find a SWAT car. Who knows? The police department, that's like way up there, right? I mean, I'm going to have to like go like way up. United Shipping Logistics. Yeah, exactly. If Gigamart is a Walmart, they need to have guns. It's in Kentucky, too. Everybody has guns. Not a nary a police officer around here. In 93 in the South, you get guns out of vending machines. I know, right? And especially like in the South. Right up here, right? No, it's way up. I don't know if the deer, if the animals do ragdoll. You could probably test it. I don't think we're gonna get lucky with this. It's like Zomboid's like, oh, you want to find a police car? That's what you're hoping for? Forget about it. You're not gonna find shit. We're not gonna show you anything. You're not gonna see a single police car your entire stream. Sorry. My bad, I wasn't paying attention. Should be getting close, right? Is it right here? I do believe it is. Maybe not. No police cars. Now, how in the hell are we supposed to get in that? I'm in Louisville, John T. Wireman. Yeah, no police cars. Not a single fucking police car. Let's go inside and shoot things. We're gonna go find a place where we can find a police car. I'm gonna readjust my stuff here. Custom sandbox. We're gonna go to we'll go to Rosewood because I know I can find police cars there. We'll go next. Loot. Is it the meta? Oh yeah, let's take a look at the tailoring thing. This is another new thing, the tailor. So the tailoring, you get a +4 in tailoring automatically if you want it. But we don't care about that. We're gonna go with veteran. And we're also going to do Hunter. Please, Drunk, 5 times ragdoll. You mean this in the settings? Oh, is there an unlimited ammo as well? Go back. We're going to see about the settings, and let's see, options. We'll go to options, and that's going to be rendering and performance ragdolls. We'll do 60. Why not? We'll just like push it to the limit. Push it to the limit. Don't know where the, let's see, road stories will go. This always tries, whatever that means. I don't think that there is one of those. Car condition set to high, okay. There we go. We'll go to the veteran. We're also going to take a look at the ragdoll effects for weapons as well, because I think that's changed as well. Here we go. Why can't I access my menu when I start up the game? It's telling me error 1. Can someone please help? Or do you have a lot of Helen? Do you have a lot of stuff? I'm stunned. Didn't think it would be possible in this engine. Carmageddon, I know, right? Ray Gun Rob, what's happening? See if maybe we have weapons in here. shit. I can't see anything. I think this light is the only thing that, maybe if I'm flat, there we go. Oh, wow. What kind of nonsense was I up to, you think? All right, let's go. Let's go raise some hell. Might see if there's any weapons in here as well. All right. See how the ragdoll effects on this. Doesn't look like much difference. Whatever. We're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Got the grocery wagon going. Get wrecked. Coming in like a freight train, baby. Time to get real. Streaming with Kels. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Thank you for trusting me with your people. Just in case you guys don't know, my name's Drunkonlife. I do Project Zomboid streams, and among other things, Backwoods Gold. It's good to see you, my friend. I'm just basically testing. This isn't like a playthrough. This is just me testing the ragdoll effects for 42.8. Earlier on, we went into a lot of the patch notes, just dug deep, and we're trying to figure out what we had and stuff. Let's let me equip this. Let me get rid of this bad boy. We don't have a bunch of them here. Oh shit, it's about to get real. Hurry up! Ah, shit. Shit. He's doing like a little ragdoll dance. See what else is in this thing. These guys are about to bust down that fence, I guarantee you. Oh boy. Jesus, man, I thought she jumped up. Doesn't have a lot of stopping power, does it? Try this one instead. Why am I anxious? I'm at a breaking point. Well, shit. How does my other, what is this, a 36? It takes 38, so I don't need it. I'm about to run out of ammo. Oh, shit. It was a ruse. Kind of weird, man, how these things work. Did I drop my shotgun? I think I did. There it is down there. Why can't I grab it? Okay, so I still have to... I can't open it while I'm walking. Man, that sucks. You can't. You mean you can't hit more than one? You hit him in the legs. Trying to slow their asses down, man. You need to saw it off to do really. Oh, you can hit him in the legs. That's a... Shit. Well, shit. Guess that's it for that. Pistol whip that bitch. Open this up. You just won't stop. Can I shoot her through the... I can. Perfect. Yeah, the pistol works fine. It's not as like... It looks like with the with shotguns, if you hit them in the legs, it really fucks them up really good. Now, I'm a veteran. You wouldn't think that I would be like just like completely like unhinged, but apparently I am. OZ Gamer, what's happening? Boom! Oh, hell yeah. Fuck off. Ah! I do believe I want all the smoke. Get wrecked. Yeah, the ragdoll is pretty cool. Look at that. Boom. Got 2 of them on my hood. How many more can I get on my hood? Fuck. Wait a minute. Hold on. Can I do more than one shot? I can. How do I do the single shot? How does that work? Is an M14 all gonna be just straight up single shot? Pretty neat. Not exactly sure why I'm supposed to be a, supposed to be a veteran. How much more do I have? What I missed? Tell me everything. What's up, Snow Beetle? How you doing? Well, the ragdoll is the new thing. It's the new meta. What kind of car is this? Oh, it's woodworking. Perfect. And so, as you can see, I am just dragging that. How you doing, Snow Beetle? And we're just testing out the mechanics of it all. I'm really digging like the well, let's see what happens when we go real fast. Watch it. Watch this. All right, let's come back around. How fast do you think I can go? Thanks for the shout out, Mr. Streamer. You're very welcome. Knock others over. We're about to find out. Let's see. $90 miles an hour, 120 miles an hour. Oh, where the friggin' zombies go? I'm gonna find one. Oh, fuck this! I know what I can do. It just disappeared on me. Eric Hadfield, what's happening? Y'all, yeah, kind of removes the reason to use a shotgun. So just so you guys know, I went over the patch notes earlier today, and what the plan is tomorrow we'll start a new series. This looks good right here. What is this up here? Yeah, ooh. Landscaping. And so the new thing is the ragdoll mechanics. Fuck. What the hell is happening? Jesus. All right, let's try this again. It is coming up strong for sure. All right, we're going to back it up. You're a big fine mama, won't you back the bud up? Here we go. Ah, shit. I need the need for speed. Hey, let's turn on our... All right, let's see how fast I can go. 60. I'm at 90. Come on, baby. I'd say that probably tore up that car. We have a sports car or something I can jump into? Fuck off. No police truck. No fire trucks. Yeah, so basically the main stuff for Bill 42.8, that's going to be the ragdoll physics and the gun physics for the ragdolls. The reason why they didn't want us to stream is what I'm guessing. There's a huge list, though, Snow Beetle. And it basically took me about an hour to talk through it. Bam! Shit, man. He is like just stuck on my my thingamajig. Ironworks. It looks like they're dancing. I know. It looks like one of them dancing things that you see in on the front. Missed him. Damn it. Oh, we're flying now. 120 miles an hour. Come on, baby. Let me see a zombie. Bam! Jesus. I found a plumber's trunk was full of sinks and toilets. Woke up and got yourself a gun. Jamie's got a gun. Boom! Look at that. Oh, shit. This is like perfect. Bam! Oh, shit. Yeah, we need to find a deer. Let's see if we can find a deer. I actually know a place where there's a deer. You know what? There might be deer up here, too. If you guys see deer, let me know. We can also try rabbits, too. How do you zoom that far out when you drive? Well, so Matthew, there's... I'll show you. You go into options right here. Where is it? You know what? You might not be able to see it on here, but you can actually do yeah, there it is right there. Enable zoom. You can zoom out to 250%. You can actually bring them all the way down. 25% all the way up to 250. And I don't know if it's on by default or not, to be honest with you. Where are them rabbits? Yeah, and there's a setting for zooming forward as well. I'm just looking for not zombies, but may as well hit them, right? Yeah, one of the things, if you hit zombies now, you could wind up just like completely fucking your car up. It goes underneath. Let's take a look at our car now. I wonder if by putting them in the undercarriage, if that messed us up. It looks like it didn't really do much. Gas tank looks fine. Yeah, I mean, we just carried zombies like underneath our car. I was curious if it would mess it up. Maybe they haven't maybe they dialed it back so that way you could mess around with it. Maybe. Jay Binsky, what's happening? Ooh. Yep, nothing there. Come here, you little rabbit. Yeah, they don't fly around. Yeah, they probably adjusted it down so you could mess around with the ragdoll physics. That's my guess. Eric Hadfield, sorry, man. You didn't miss anything. The answer was no. They didn't go. The little bunnies don't go flying. See if we can find ourselves a deer. For science, you know what I'm saying? No bunnies were hurt streaming this, just so you know. It's all fake, y'all. It's not real. Where are the deer, maybe? Looking for them. I don't see them nowhere. Might need to get another car. Can you launch a pig? I don't know. I'm just... I can't get out of the car, man. No deer was found yet. We're going to find it up here, though, I think. We're going to find ourselves a deer and see if we can launch that into outer space. See, look. Rabbits don't go flying. They just get run over. Feels bad, though, man. Because they make noises. Where are the deer? Oh, give me a home where the deer roam. And the deer aren't quiet all day. Where nothing is heard. Not a discouraging word. We're going to launch a deer in outer space. Boom. Come here, it ain't zombie day. Oh, that must have hurt. I'm sorry about that. Carry on. It could have been Snow Beetle in the backseat squealing. Done the Lord's work here. Look at that. Like, whoo, did I just smell something? Smelled nasty. There's usually deer up here. I don't even know what time it is. Does anybody know what time it is? Does anybody really care? $344 down under. Well, it's $12.45 here. You guys see a deer, let me know. Getting kind of dark. Maybe we should... Maybe we should sleep. That didn't sound good. Just looking for deer. How's my health going? Is my heart beating really fast yet? No. Just a little thirsty and dehydrated. Can we launch a... Oh, shit. What the hell happened there? That could have been very, very bad. All right, let's see. Where are the deer? What we're doing, Chad, is we're looking to see if we can launch a deer into outer space. I'm going to say that's not going to be possible. But you never know. Sorry. Usually there's deer up here. I'm looking for him. Oh, look at this. Isn't this weird? Yeah, it used to be just corn stalks. Where's the deer? Outer space. Oh, shit. Looks like a better car. Damn it. I don't see deer anywhere. Where's deer when you need them? Yeah, they changed these biomes. Those look actually. That looks actually a little bit better, a little bit more immersive. like to find a nicer car, too. They've sure made the army surplus not a fun place to go. Look at that. It does not look like a fun place to go at all. Jesus, man, we're going fast. My bad. What is over there? Is it chickens? Yeah, it's chickens. He's like sighing. He's like, oh my God. All right, if we find a, like a trailer with like a cow or something in it, we're going to see if we can launch them. My guess is no, but we'll see. Where are the trailers in this thing? Shit. I can't wait until the AI fad dies off. It's not going to die, man. It's going to become like synonymous. It's going to be like Google. I hate to tell you that. There's too much money to be made off of it, and there's too much, there's just too much of everything. Should we go in here? Is that a, I can't remember what this goes to. Oh, it's just not going to go to anything. I think it's too expensive to sustain it. You'll stop being able to point it out. Yeah, exactly. Trailer cow will murder drunk. We'll see, Snow Beetle. I don't think so. Nobody can murder me. I'm the pro's pro, baby. But I'm not finding them anywhere. Leave it to Zomboid to completely fuck me again. No, what's going to happen is, let's hope they burn their money. What's going to end up happening, right, is they're very aware of how much fuel, how much energy it takes to run AI, and eventually they're gonna create other sources that are gonna be better. I'm just telling you. I mean, that's just the way it's gonna be. And we've just kind of done a round robin, haven't we? Damn it. Fucking stop sign. Where's the nearest cow pasture? I don't know. It's somewhere around here. Yeah, they're gonna eventually. I mean, China's already doing it. America's eventually gonna do it. They're gonna figure out. Damn. They're gonna figure out like how to how to harness enough power for it to work. Looking for a trailer. Come on, give me a trailer, baby. They can't even harness enough power for our current grid use. That's the problem. Is that the government has like spent so little on our infrastructure over the last like 50 years that we're like almost like a third world country at this point. I'm finding other things. I'm just not finding what I'm looking for. The trees could be obscuring your view. Oh, speaking of that, one of the things that they said that you could do, let's pull this out. I'm going to walk over here. Look, you can see through the trees. You can see the car. You used to not be able to do that. So you can't see right there, but it kind of comes into view. Yeah, roads have gone to shit in my town in the past 30 years. Everything goes to the local university. Damn it. Past deer heard? Was there a deer? What is that over there? Oh, just sand. Ah, fuck me. I don't have time for this. Get wrecked. We'll just drive on 3 wheels. What could possibly go wrong? Fuck off. Ah, shit. Damn it. Yeah, I can change the tire, but it's gonna fall off because I don't have a thing. Unless, of course, there's one in here. No. That tire's full? Let's see. I don't believe you. It is full. Perfect. Go into the chapel and we're... Get wrecked. Sorry. Not sorry. All right, where can we find a I need a roadside attraction, man. There might be cows up here. Ah, there's a cow. All right, we don't have cows, but a deer will do. Or, I mean, we don't have deer, but a cow will do. Where is he? There's a zombie. Damn, we killed that thing. It's like I'm hurt. What just happened? It'll be the same for the deer, I'm sure. Yeah. And guys, with this, I'm stopping. If y'all are interested, tomorrow we'll be doing a new series. We'll start a new series. We won't do a wilderness series, but we'll get some of that stuff done with wilderness. I'm going to get off here. I wasn't planning on streaming today, but you know, let's take a look at it and see who all's here, and maybe we can find somebody that we can redirect to. 65 likes, 125 viewers. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Let's go into customization, and we'll go to maybe a redirect. And right here, we got Skogel Jotun, PBG Sammy, Kills for Thrills Gaming, Jodzilla. I show speed, which we won't do. He didn't die, y'all. I did not die. Thanks for the stream. You're very welcome, y'all. Meat's back on the menu. Yeah, we can just like. At first, I thought he was going to stay alive. Golf Ghoulie, what's happening? Long time. Sorry, man. I just haven't been really paying attention over to. I've been treating Twitch badly. What should we do? Let's go with Jodzilla today. Guys, thanks for watching. Tomorrow we'll probably be doing a new stream with Project Zomboid, new series with Project Zomboid, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Oh, shizzle. Bye, you guys. Thank you for watching.